afternoon, teacher. Please, Luna Orna. My name is Medali Daniela Cuyo Barrientos, and today I'm going to present work. The subject is personal safety, protective equipment. And here we have the word play. And the questions. Okay. Number 1. The sample present tense. The present simple is a present tense equivalent to the indicative present of verb in Spanish. And seeing, you sing, he sings, etc. For example, is I live in that house. Yo vivo en esa casa. And she runs every day. Ella corre cada día. And in the simple present, I have a structure of the present simple. The basic structure that is used for the information of affirmative, negative, and interrogative sentences, according to this verb tense present simple. In affirmative, I have been subject más verb más object. In negative, subject más auxiliary to, does, not, más verb más complement. And interrogative is auxiliary to, does, más subject verb complement. Examples. Affirmative. You drink too much coffee. Bebes demasiado café. And negative. Do you not drink too much coffee? No bebes demasiado café. The present simple is mainly used to express when you want to communicate states or permanent actions. When you want to communicate states or permanent actions. And there are el tercer planeta del Sol. When manifesting states or situations that are routines or actions that have periodicity. Every 10 years is a década, cada 10 años es una década. Or to talk about habits, routines, or events that are repeated in certain periods of time. I drink coffee every morning. Bebo café todas las mañanas. When you gave directions, instructions, and signals. You go down this street to the cinema, then you turn right. Bajas por esta calle al cine, luego giras a la derecha. To transmit appointments, events, or communicates that will happen in a certain time. Tomorrow is my birthday. Question number 2. is present passive voice. Voice is in present is used to show interest in the person of or object that experience an action rather than the person or object that performs the action. In other words, the most important thing or person becomes the subject of the sentence. The passive voice follows the next structure. The subject must past participle verb, prepositions by, must the object. Example: I am employed by the electrical company. She is directed by her boss. Are they considered by the manager? From the passive voice in the present tense we use is or are forms of the verbs to be in the present tense, and the participle may in the case. Es made in the United States. El automóvil está fabricado en los Estados Unidos. We use the passive when we want the sentence to focus on the object rather than the subject is elsewhere. The subject is the element that performs the actions, and the object the one that is affected by that action. In active voice is the dog chases the cat. The central part of this sentence is the verb chase. The subject that is the one who performs the action is the dog, and finally the direct complement which is affected is the cat. In passive voice, example is the cat was chased by the dog. The cat has become the subject of the action, the chase. The structure is as simple as that of each element in the sentence changes and the verb is modified. Just like in Spanish, if what is gained, the problem is. For example, tense active voice and in passive voice. And tense, I have it present simple, present continuous, and past simple. In present simple, example is I read an interesting novel. In active voice. In passive voice is an interesting novel is read. And present continuous and active voice is I am reading an interesting novel. And passive voice is an interesting novel is being read. And past simple is I read an interesting novel last night. And passive voice is an interesting novel was read last night. Imperatives are verbs to guide orders, commands, warning, or instructions, and if used, please, to make a request. It is one of the three modes of an English verb: indicate, imperative, and subject. How is the imperative used? The affirmative form is in affirmative sentence. The infinite form of the verb is used, and it can be accompanied by a complement. It is important to note that the subject is not present because it is understood that it is you. Call the police, llama a la policía. The negative form is in negative sentence we use the form don't or the auxiliary do, must not, followed by the infinitive verb. Don't play inside the house. Notice. Other uses of the imperative is a form that isn't essential used to give orders, although it is also used in the following cases. Example: invitations, come to the party tonight, to beg or ask for help, tips, be polite to your father. Number question. En técnica vocabulary. En técnica vocabulary general refers to words and phrases that are used and known mainly in a specific professions that are for simplicity purpose, subject area, and support subject area, or simple subjects will be used as a general term to refer to both profession and trade. For example, no interviews in the research analysis the contracts using this technical vocabulary with these meanings. In the case is present in philosophical competence, but with due use of technical vocabulary and with little reference to literature. Number question 5. Why is it important to wear personal protective equipment? Number 1 is one of the great reasons to use them is that they create protective barrier between the risks and accidents that may occur. In this way, they fatally reduce the chance of suffering physical injuries or affecting our health. And from a technical point of view, personal protective equipment acts as safety barrier against the different risk components present at work. This means that they allow to protect the physical integrity and life of a worker. And number question 6. And classification of personal protective equipment. And personal protective equipment is classified according to the type of protection it offers is certain price. There are 3 types. Minimum risk is that personal protective equipment capable of protecting the user from minimum risk such as. An intermediate level risk it refers to basic. And number 3, irreversible or real risk. It includes those PPE designed to protect us from risks that can cause irreversible or health consequences. It's finished. Thank you so much.